While the Chicago Bears put in a lot of requests for interviews, there was always some chance that some would be denied. Today, the Cowboys denied the Chicago Bears chance to interview Mike McCarthy. We're going to talk about what all that could mean and more for the Bears coaching search right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today. So the Bears put in a request to interview Mike McCarthy. According to Adam Schefter, the Chicago Bears have denied that request. Now, I see you guys already in the chat saying good. This does not mean that the Bears still can't interview Mike McCarthy. It just means that if the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy cannot come to a contract decision by January 14th, then the Bears can still interview if they want to. They have today's the 7th, so that means 1 week. Now, with that said, hopefully, if we wait a week before the Bears can interview Mike McCarthy, the Bears may already be into their second round of interviews, which means that could leave Mike McCarthy out. But if the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy do not reach a contract extension and the Bears still want to interview him, he could still interview with the Chicago Bears. It just would have to be after January 14th. So I want to keep that in mind. I know there are going to be a lot of Bears fans like me that are happy that Mike McCarthy, it seemingly that shuts the door, but it really does not shut the door. The Bears can still interview him after January 14th. And if the Bears really had him high on their list of candidates that they wanted to talk to, they could very well wait a week to interview him. They just have to wait a week. So, when it comes down to it, Mike McCarthy is a coach that has won the Super Bowl before with the Green Bay Packers. He's an op. I don't want him here on the team, but if the Bears if they really are interested in Mike McCarthy, we'll see, because they only have to wait a week. So we could be talking about around this time next week, the Bears actually get a chance to sit down and have that interview with Mike McCarthy, even with the Cowboys denying their interview request. So I just wanted to put that out there. You guys know I got to cover it all. I can't just give just the information, the part of the information that I like, because I love that the request was denied. But again, it all comes down to how serious are the Bears about wanting to interview McCarthy, because if they are serious, they just have to wait a week and they can interview him anyway. Mike McCarthy has a record as a coach of 169 and 104 and 2. When it comes down to it, he has 12 playoff appearances, 1 Super Bowl win. So we'll see what happens there. But as of right now, the Bears cannot interview Mike McCarthy. But that hold only lasts another week. After January 14th, the Bears can interview him if it's their heart desire to still interview him. We got DT in the building, says good. Rod D says, thank you, Jesus. A lot of people are going to agree with that. Good. I'm glad they did. Listen, really kind of the same reaction. Good. I didn't want his ass anyways. What's the word, Haize? Thank effing God. And after Goofy George saying what he said, I don't think Ben coming. Hey, listen, we'll see what it comes down to with that. Good. I don't want a Green Bay coach. Why would want Poles entertain this? I know it's politics. Poles' safest decision will be Eric Bieniemy. Well, Eric Bieniemy is not on the list as of right now. We have heard nothing about Eric Bieniemy even being somebody that's on that list. So, when it comes down to it, I doubt that is going to happen. Now, we did also hear today as well that Pete Carroll will interview for the head coach position on Thursday. That is tomorrow. No, today's Tuesday. So in 2 days, Pete Carroll will officially interview. So we do know that Pete Carroll will officially interview with the Chicago Bears. There had been some thought if that was going to end up happening. So Pete Carroll will officially interview. We know that at least. We'll see what happens there. We'll just see what it all comes down to it, man. And what the decisions are and what ends up coming from this team. And we'll see what happens. Why deny the interview if they're not going to keep him, though? Jerry Jones is crazy. Well, it gives them an opportunity to exclusively negotiate with them, right? So keep it look at it this way, right? Is that, we got somebody who's in the building. We got Steve-O in the building. What's going on, Steve? I was about to get into the next bit of it, man. How you feel about the Cowboys denying Mike McCarthy for now? Because they can interview after the 14th.
Uh, it gotta be because they thinking about keeping him.
Mm.
That was just my initial thought. That's the only, I guess that's the only sign I would say to do it because they're not really playing for anything anymore. But at the end of the day, I know how people feel because like Kev said, he's the op of ops that like we have. So a lot of people just don't feel like we should waste our time. Colin came on today saying that we kind of wasting our time with a lot of these people. But at the end of the day, like you gain a lot of knowledge just hearing people plans and how they think, and you learn different type of things. And like I said in earlier's live, like going away from what Poe said today, he said is probably his biggest mistake was that he didn't cast a broad net. And that's what he's doing. He's casting a broad net, and he's going to talk to everybody that he possibly can. Why not talk to somebody that won the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that, and Bobby made that point, even though I'm kind of an asshole and against it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I was about to answer this. People ask, well, why would they deny it if they don't plan on keeping him? And what I was about to explain is that this basically allows them an exclusive window to negotiate with them, right? Because the last thing you want if you want to try to keep a guy is for him to hear an offer from another team, and then he comes back and he's like, well, I would stay, but the Bears are off. So it basically just gives them an exclusive negotiating window. If they don't come to an agreement, they can pivot. He can pivot and then come back and interview with the Bears later.
Yeah. And if I'm them, like, even though the season may go how they wanted it to, I feel like a lot of the the Cowboys' problems is not really on Mike McCarthy. It's really on Jerry at the end of the day. But that ain't my team. It's fuck him and Dallas though.
Yeah. Now, I was also talking about Pete Carroll officially has an interview set for Thursday. How you feeling about that, Steve-O?
Expect it and it should happen. Once again, why not talk to somebody that actually won Super Bowl, been to 3, won countless amount of games. He when it comes to him, and the word is just wisdom, because I know he has a ton of it. He's been a part of a ton of football, including college, and in the league, it's right there for yourself. Like you could go look back and watch some of the defenses and offenses that he ran as a head coach in the past. So yeah, he should I'm not shocked that he's probably not one of the first people this week because he was one of the people we listed first. It was variable. I think the only people that we can't talk to right now is the people that's in the playoffs right now. So yeah, for the people that is vacant for their job, yeah, which is him, he should definitely get an interview as quick as possible. Why not hear him out?
Yeah, I mean, and now the aspect of this, like, do you think that the Bears are extending this? Because I know you mentioned that, it was said that the Bears are wasting some of their time. Do you view it that way? Because I view it
No,
as you want to hear all the perspectives possible.
no.
Okay.
Like I said, they asked Pose what was the mistake that you made, and going by his answer, his biggest mistake is that he didn't cast a big enough net. And if he feels like that's the reason why he wasn't able to find his guy, do what you got to do because it's mandatory that you find your next guy. Ain't no if, ands, above. This is your career we talking about. This is a possibly. This is the problem, maybe your only chance at a GM job. So yeah, like when it comes down to, I don't feel like it's a waste. You should hear everybody out. Like he said, it's gonna be we're gonna move swiftly, but we ain't gonna rush the process. So yeah, I don't think it's probably out of everybody, out of all the names that's been listed, it's probably like 2 or 3 that's like maybe like, all right, you're reaching on it, but I don't think it's a waste, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is when it comes down to it. You got to do what you feel you got to do to give yourself the most information possible, and that's what they think. That's what they think. George McCaskey had some comments today. He said this: our structure is vertical. Coach reports to GM, GM reports to president, president reports to the chairman. We are now 4 years removed from George McCaskey specifically saying he was going to stay out of football operation business.
He lied.
why does he keep talking about football operations if that's
He
the case?
lied. Like I remember the day one. As soon as we hire Bill Polian, I'm like, here you go. You said you wasn't putting your hands in the football operation. Yet I see your DNA all over this football operation. Like, and it's it's one of the main things that you don't hear from George. You don't have those public press conferences from him. One, because he ain't ready to answer them conferences because he a bitch because he's scared of them. Two, he knows it's coming, so he's going to avoid him. That's why he always doing Zoom meetings.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he
a
just
fact.
gotta. I hate cowards. Like he just a coward. Like don't run from it. We understand your job. We know what your job is. So for you to go out there and say you don't know football, you're just a fan, you're not an evaluator of football, you're going to step back and let football people make football decisions, yet and still we see your DNA over here, you were just a liar.
Yeah, I listen. And Bill Polian literally looks like his skin and flesh is being held on by hopes and murdered dreams. I don't want him involved in that. Him saying that Bill Polian would only be involved if Poles wants him to be involved. This shouldn't even be a question at this point. Bill Polian shouldn't be involved. George,
Please
you
tell me
shouldn't
he ain't
even
say
be
that.
talking about shit.
Please tell me he ain't say that.
Yeah, he said that today.
Nigga, you should be there. What are you talking about if
He
Bill won't?
he literally closed his presser today saying that Bill Polian would only be involved if Ryan Poles wants him to be. It shouldn't even be a question at this point. Leave Bill Polian and George. You shouldn't even be having a presser.
Go home. Both of
Exactly.
y'all, go home. It's just simple as that. Live by what you say. You say you ain't gonna do shit. Sit back home, collect a check. Why you can't sit home and collect a check? Because you at some point, something got to give. And that was probably the one thing, especially between me and you. That was the one thing where we used to fight people on. Like I ain't gonna lie, it seemed a little different now. It
Yeah.
seemed like we got a different type of vibe going in here. But every time we feel like we going that way, you just find a way to put your fat ass nose in that bit with them stupid ass see through you can't see ass glasses. I'm just tired of it, like bro. Like at that point, I don't even want to hear you talk no more. Just go be with your mama.
I just don't understand like why George feels the need to talk about like that'll literally be like me telling everybody, hey, I have no idea what's going on with hockey. And then me showing up because I'm one of the people who created Chi-Town Sports Central, me showing up at Chicago Blackhawk Central all the time looking at Scopes like, what you doing, Scopes? I don't know fucking hockey. Leave me the fuck alone. Go sit your ass down, George. And this is my overall problem with the Bears. This is why the Bears always look so dysfunctional. Because if you don't know, listen, not every owner in professional sports knows the sport intimately. I'm
Facts.
not even focused on that. But you know what? You then put people in position that do, and you let those people do their job. George has this thing where it seems like he just needs to be in front of a camera. Don't nobody want to see you. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Like, stay your ass somewhere, bro. Your mama
That's your fault.
27 years old. Go and take care of your mama.
Right, go take over the fucking lake. Live out. Make some memories. She ain't got that much fucking longer. Make some lasting memory. Like at the end of the day, like you said, there's the women up in Detroit, the owners, the daughter of the owners that was. She just simply got tired of being a laughing stock of this league. She didn't know shit about football, so she hired people that knew things about football. And guess what she do? Come to the game and go home. Why you can't learn from the people behind you? You tried your Bill Polian way, and guess what? We just won 5 games. I don't want to hear shit from no Bill Polian if he referred Flus here and he's the reason why we didn't had this 4 years of nonsense. Just stay your ass home, feed your goddamn mama some fucking Campbell soup and call it a day.
That's a fact. That's a
It's
fact.
that simple. I don't want to
That's
hear
another
from you.
thing.
You don't need to be at Hallis Hall. Nothing.
And he did say that today. That GM and head coach alignment is not a factor. I don't. You know what it is, and I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all.
We
I
don't.
don't. I don't think that McCaskey knows what the fuck that phrase means when you talk about head coach and GM alignment. I firmly believe he has no fucking idea what that phrase means.
You just learn terminologies as smart words, and you just put it together, and that sounds like a good sentence.
Just an idiot, bro. Every time this motherfucker talks about football, I just be thinking, why? Just shut up, bro. Shut up.
Come to the game. All I want, that's all we need as Bears fans. Listen, I know your bitch ass watching. Come to the game, eat, drink you a beer, say yay, 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 sing the goddamn "Go Chicago Bears" to the land of it. When we get a touchdown and win the game, man, take your ass home. And when it's Monday, don't think about taking your ass up to Dallas. Stay your ass home. We got it.
You know what though? Too, I gotta. People, please stop putting microphones in George's face. Just stop doing it. Just don't do it no more. Because like, I get it. You get a sound bite because you know he's gonna say something stupid. Just leave George McCaskey the fuck alone. If you see him at a press conference sitting in the corner, leave his ass sitting in the corner. Don't bring no mics to him. If you know what they should do? If he gets up to the podium, do like you used to do with little kids when you gave them the controller that wasn't plugged in.
Unplug that bitch.
All the fucking mics. Just unplug all the fucking mics.
I with that shit. Unplug all that shit. He talking to his fucking self. Unplug all the cameras. Just have your flashlight on so he make sure he think it's live. That's about it.
Jesus Christ,
This
man.
nigga, boy,
Look, he's an idiot, bro. Any last thoughts, Steve, before we get up out of here, bro?
Damn, bro. Like, I'm bad you told me this shit. Now they just knocked me back down to earth. Now I'm just feel like we ain't gonna get it right no more.
Bill
this
Foley will
nigga
only
really
be
just
involved if Ryan
said
Poles ask him to.
at head
Why?
coach and GM alignment don't matter. You really said that shit?
He believes it's not a factor. That's his thing. I don't think that's a factor. That was the exact phrase. He could have just left it as I don't think, because we all know that that's George McCaskey. He don't think.
I got nothing.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related.